Good morning from a non-morning person. The good news is it's the first day of school for my three big kids, and actually my preschooler is going to preschool today too. I'll talk more about that later, but bad news is I'm not a morning person, and their school starts way too early in the morning, and we need to be there at about 7:30. It's like 6:30 now, I think, like 6:25, 6:30. The big kids are awake because they're excited, so that's good. And my husband's helping with lunches this morning and stuff, so I have some support, but it's too early for this, so I think it's going to be an adjustment. But welcome to my final vlog, and come along with me for parenting while in grad school.
Can we move now? Not pretty soon.
Y'all, I do not miss this part this morning. Chaos. School drop-off is so stressful and chaotic. If you're new here, welcome. I make grad school vlogs for my mental health counseling program and try to show the perspective of what it's like to go to grad school while having children and parenting. And so I have 4 kids, also a doula and a child life specialist and an intuitive eating counselor. So I talk about some of those things throughout as well. Today is the first day back at school, like I think I said, bright and early this morning, for my 3 big kids. And my 3-year-old was just dropped off at preschool. Technically, their preschool doesn't start until after Labor Day, but they run like a summer camp program where you can just sign up for the weeks you need. So we were able to sign up for their last 2 weeks of the summer program before they take a little break, which is great because that's going to get me through finals week and have care. And now that my husband is back at work, since he's a teacher as well, works out really well. But this morning was not as smooth as I would have liked. We had to park really far away. The kids were all on time, but there's just a little extra on the first day because you're trying to take pictures and find the classrooms, and there was a last minute change with my 3rd grader, and so lots of chaos. And then I dropped off my 3-year-old. That went fine, and I was finally starting to calm down and take a breath when I felt something on my arm, and I smacked it, and it was a wasp of some kind. So yeah, I got stung, which is interesting because I'm outside of my kiddos' preschool, and they actually got stung in 2 spots in their garden area on their first day back, which was last Friday, which was such a bummer. They got stung right at the end of the day, and 2 other kids got stung also, and so they were going to spray and stuff. But what's weird is this was definitely a yellow jacket because I smacked it and it died. And I could see it, and I know that it was not like a honeybee or a bee. I think it was a yellow jacket or something else of the yellow and black variety. But I didn't think what had stung my 3-year-old. They said they had gotten a stinger out, which I read meant bee because bees leave stingers. But I thought it didn't sound like bee behavior, because usually if you leave bees alone, they'll leave you alone. And wasps are just jerks, like this one was. And so that makes me wonder if maybe it wasn't a stinger that they got out, and it was just I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but there seems to be a lot of stinging happening in these parts, which is no fun for anyone. So today is definitely a Starbucks day. I'm going to do that, and then when I get back, I'm going to try to knock out my final for diagnosis. I have 2 hours to complete the exam. They opened it last night, and I forget when we have until, probably through the weekend maybe, but I'm just gonna knock it out today, hopefully, before kind of carrying on with my day. So I'm glad you're here. Thanks for being here, and we're off. Oh my gosh, things just continued to go awry. I changed my clothes into my trusty wool and dress that you've probably seen me wear a lot in these videos, but even just since that clip of me coming in the door, more has gone awry that necessitated a change of clothes that I'm not even going to go into. And the kids aren't even here, and I needed to change my clothes. Good grief. Okay. So, I have a final. It's approaching 9 o'clock. It's later than I had planned, and I have 2 hours to complete this exam, but I am meeting a friend for lunch at 11, though I think she would understand if I had to push it back a little bit. So I'm just kind of wrestling with whether I still want to try to knock out this exam now and just have it done. My hesitation is it's been such a hard, horrible, no good, very bad morning thus far, that seems hard, to take an exam, which is already not a fun, relaxing experience. So I think I'm going to do it, though. I think I'm going to do a quick 5-minute meditation just to kind of calm myself and recenter, try to get grounded, and then I'm going to try to knock this out. It's only 50 questions. That's actually kind of a lot, but 2 hours is a long time to do 50 questions, so I don't think I'm actually going to run up against a time crunch. So I think that's what I'm going to do.
Of this meditation is to remind you and to help you realign with the depth of your strength that resides within
you. Y'all, that made me tear up. That was the most perfect meditation for what I needed right now. Wow. The number of times that Peloton meditation specifically has brought me to tears, like every once in a while there'll just be like the perfect meditation. I'm like, how did they know? Like, how did they know exactly what I needed? So that was great. This was with Kira Michelle. Actually, this was a 5-minute courage meditation, and I remember listening to a 10-minute one right before I interviewed, had my interview for this program that I'm in. That was almost 2 years ago now, because I had applied way before I started, and I just remember sitting right here listening to a meditation with her Kira Michelle's Courage Meditations. If you're ever feeling down and like you need to do something hard, check it out if you're a Peloton member, because they're amazing. So that was really, really sweet and not expected. 47 questions down, 3 more to go. Now I'm at school. I am struggling to talk. Oh my gosh. So now I'm at the school waiting to go in and pick them up. It's about 2 o'clock. I'll be picking up the 3 big kids, and then I'll drop them off at home and go pick up my preschooler. The good news is the day has taken a significant step up from this morning between the stress of the morning and the wasp sting and all of that. Not fun stuff. So I'm gonna pick up the kids now, and then I'm not sure what the rest of the day will bring, but I will try to bring you along with it. Happy Friday. So I wish I had better news to report. I wish I could come here and tell you, oh, today was so much better than yesterday. It was a profoundly worse morning. Yesterday, the kids did really well, but it was just things happened to me with that sting and other issues, and like we didn't have food in the house for me to get my 3-year-old's lunch together. Like it was all kind of stress on my part. But today it was like the kids melting down about not having the right gym shoes, even though we made sure they had the right gym shoes this past weekend. Now those shoes are not okay. And just a lot of clothing and shoe related issues with the kids this morning. It's like after 9. Yeah, it's 9:15. I dropped them off at 7:30, and I just got home from like driving around because I needed to like regulate. I needed to cry. So it's been a really emotional start this finals week and the start to the school year for the other kids. So today I am going to, my biggest priority is just doing my written part of my final exam for diagnosis class. And then after that, I will actually be completely done with grad school. The only thing I will have to do is show up to class on Tuesday for our last live sessions. So that is a relief, and I can just focus on getting us all a little more regulated for school. I was in a parent meeting last night, like just a support group I'm in, and the person leading it doesn't have kids, but we were all like talking about the start of the school year, and he was like, oh, it's so, weird to me that they never, that they start on like a Thursday or a Wednesday or whatever. And I'm like, oh yeah, that feels so weird until you realize how hard the first couple days of school are, and then you're really grateful that you don't start with a full week, because 5 days would be way too much for my family. We have to ease into it. So I am personally grateful for starting on a Thursday and just having a little taste and then going from there. So that's the update for now. Thanks for being here. So, update time. I have spent about the last 2 hours or so working on the first case study for my final, and I thought I was done, and then I realized that there's about 3 diagnoses that I think the person in this case study meets the criteria for. So now I don't know what to do, and I don't know if my initial inclination is right. And you do, for the final, you do have to get the intended diagnosis right to get full credit. So I'm going to think on this before I officially turn it in. But typing it out took longer than I anticipated, and while I was doing that, there was also people here evaluating our house for squirrels, in which there are squirrels that have been getting in the home. and our attic and walls and such. So there was that going on, and I have a whole other case to do. So I'm getting hungry. I'm going to eat some lunch and then work on, I think, the other case and see if that one's any clearer. But yeah, I'm feeling really defeated. I went into this vlog thinking it was going to be a really upbeat, positive one, and it unfortunately has not been that way because life is just not that way, and I want to be real here. So honestly, I'm struggling quite a bit, and I just gotta keep pushing through, keep telling myself, it's okay. I don't have to get a perfect score on these finals. I'm doing fine in the class. However it turns out, it's gonna be okay. So I'm just gonna take a breather and then get to work on the second case. I really thought about going to the pool because it's my last chance to go just me, because the hours are gonna be shifting to evening and weekend only, and then Labor Day they'll be closed. But I don't think I'm gonna do that. I don't honestly have the energy, and I think I'm just gonna stay here and work on this final. So apparently leaving 45 minutes before school gets out still wasn't enough time to get a good parking spot. I didn't get the worst parking spot, but good grief. I'm so irritated, and a lot of it is like there was one car parked where two cars could have been if one car would have just scooted up or scooted back, but instead they took the whole street area parking instead of leaving room. Whoa, this is some like fluorescent light. I think the sun's behind me, or I don't know, but I'm sorry for the lighting. I'm sorry for the audio. I always forget to grab my microphone, but it's just one irritation and stressor after another. Welcome back. Happy Saturday. Today has been just a recovery day. Thursday and Friday were just not good days. Just really emotional, really tough days for just a lot of different reasons. And I was tearful so much yesterday. So today has just been kind of recovering from all of that. I still have my case study finals to finish. They're actually not due until Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. And so I'm kind of considering when I want to turn those in. I'm mostly done. I have a little bit to finish up on the second case study, which I feel more secure about. That first one, I think I might have been explaining that there's like 3 different ones that I think could be the right answer. I narrowed it down to 2, and now I have to decide if I'm just going to go with my initial gut and keep it that way, or if I want to switch it to the other, because I think criteria are fully met for both. And I don't think they want a dual diagnosis for this. So anyways, I know I'm getting into like mental health jargony talk, but I need to decide if I'm just going to go with my gut and turn it in, or if I'm going to just give it time and then take a second look at it maybe on Monday during the day when hopefully some of the emotions from Thursday and Friday have continued to dwindle a little bit. So that's my plan today. I have just spent relaxing. I started a book, Wish You Were Here by Jodi Picoult. I have it on Audible, but I decided to see if the library had it, so that maybe I could do both. It's very rare that I read fiction, like in physical form. I almost do 100% audiobook, and I usually only read about one book a month that way. And so I don't know, I just had like the inkling to sit down and read, which doesn't happen very often, so I thought I would try to do both. But so far I only get like 14 pages in, and then I'm like, I don't want to read anymore. I'm just not a sit down and read kind of gal. I'm more of a listen to a great story, a great book, while driving or while doing chores. Something like that is much more how I like to do it, but it has been nice just to sit down and relax. I'll come back to revisit this once I get all my finals wrapped up to officially wrap up this vlog, but I don't think I'm going to vlog too much more this weekend. I just have church and some work, working at the hospital tomorrow, and then we'll kind of go from there. So a little surprise coming back on here on Saturday. I'm actually, don't think I've shared this, but I have started door dashing, meaning I am now a dasher who delivers food. It's been a really great way to make a little money, really flexibly, and I can just do it whenever I want. And it's Saturday, so it'll probably be busy, and I think I was feeling a little cabin fever. I had a nice relaxing day, which was needed, but I also think I was starting to feel a little funky too. So I'm off to dash until about 8:30. So this first delivery is kind of funny because it's 2 orders from a restaurant that my husband and I are considering eating dinner from tonight. I'm going to be picking up something, so that's kind of funny. We're craving sushi, so that's what we're doing so far. So that went really well. I think I did 7 deliveries for about $65 and wrapped up just in time to pick up my daughter from a little birthday party hangout at her friend's house. And so that lifted my spirits significantly, and I'm really glad that I did that. So yay, I did not expect to vlog this little DoorDash fun this evening, but here we are. So I'll check back in later. Happy Monday. Let's see, I don't think I vlogged yesterday. I think my last vlog was Saturday night when I was door dashing, and that really was a good turning point for me. I have felt better since then. Yesterday we just went to church, and then I worked all day from about noon to 6:30. So came home, got the kids to bed, and then this morning got everyone off to school. It was a great morning. Hooray. We needed one of those. After I dropped the kids off to school, I had a therapy appointment. But before I went to therapy, I looked over my final case study, and I'm glad I kind of gave it the weekend, because now that I was feeling better, I just went ahead and stuck with what I had first chosen and kind of saw some more supporting information in the information given that makes me think just go with it. So I just kind of I just turned it in now. After I got home from therapy, I went ahead and typed it all up and finished that and sent it in. So now we'll see, and I'll be able to update on if I got it right or not, because we will find out the answers in class. Obviously, I can't share what the answers are on camera, but I can say if I got it right or wrong, kind of what we're doing. I hope that this is helpful. Again, I know like that's the kind of stuff I was wondering about. And granted, every school is going to be different. All the assignments are going to be different, but the feelings and the emotions and like what people experience while they're doing it. I hope that there's some commonality and some relatability in that. And so that's really my hope in sharing all of this with you. So, as always, thanks for coming along. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Another really good drop off this morning. We got there nice and early, and the kids are all dropped off at school now. And now I'm getting together with some friends who just wanted to put together like a slightly belated back to school coffee time for some moms. So I'm going to go to a cute little coffee shop and hang out with them for a little bit before my class, my last classes for this quarter at 10 and 12. That's the plan, and I'm bringing you along with me. I'm really curious to see how that diagnosis exam went. Ooh. All right. So because this vlog started out a little emotional and on the intense side, I wanted to also share some things that have been bringing me joy lately. To start, I have finally found water bottle love. I've been looking for a water bottle. Finally found it. This is the Owala water bottle. I got this one at Target. But they also have them at Meijer and Walmart. I know this because I went to a Target, a Walmart, and a Meijer all in the same day, the day I bought this. And yes, unfortunately, I had to go to all three of those stores to find what I was looking for. But this was at all of them. So I just love it. It's got like a free sip thing. So it's a straw, but also you can kind of chug it like that if you want, and it keeps ice cold for a really long time. But what I love even more is pairing it with this. I have been looking for a way to carry a water bottle for a while, and nothing ever seemed to work. I wasn't consistent with backpacks and like putting in the side pocket, but this is perfection, and it's so cute and it's so pretty. And so now this is like actually this water bottle's home. So I was always losing water bottles before because we have like a bunch of them that don't have lids, and they all get placed in like the shoe holder on one of our doors, and it just wasn't working for me. So now this is actually like my purse. This is what goes with me everywhere. And I love it because it fits the water bottle. It's got this nice sized pouch for my wallet. And right now I have a charger in there. This also fits like a Kindle Paperwhite perfectly. So I don't actually use the Kindle very much, but I'm starting to wonder if I knew I had something consistent, a consistent bag I was using. But for those that might use it, it fits in there absolutely perfect. Now it fits like a glove. You're not going to fit a whole lot else in there. You could fit some thin things, but it's like perfectly sized. It's almost the exact dimensions. So I am loving this little thing, and it also has like a carabiner and lots of hooks, so you can hook your keys right on the outside. That way if you don't want your keys in this because it's so bulky and you've got other stuff, I just hang the keys right on there. It also has this nice little handle, so sometimes I just put it around my wrist and carry it like that, as well as like a long crossbody. It is perfection. Well, that is a wrap on the quarter. I just got done with both classes, my addictions class and my diagnosis class. I said I'd update on the diagnosis class on that final because I kind of agonized over the diagnosis, and I'm just going to leave it at didn't get 100% right, but it's still okay. It's not going to affect my grade too much. I'm happy with my grade on the multiple choice, and everything's good. So another successful quarter down, and I can't wait to keep bringing you along on my journey when classes start back up in September.